Hey guys, it's Kevin again, and this is going to be my review for a movie that I didn't think I was going to actually see today. What ended up happening was, I was planning, I didn't have anything really to do today, and I decided, I wanted to see this movie, so I decided to see it today, and that movie I saw, of course, was 22 Jump Street. So 22 Jump Street, this movie, I was really looking forward to 22 Jump Street, because I love the first movie, 21 Jump Street. In fact, you guys remember, 21 Jump Street was my favorite comedy of 2012. I just thought it was a really good movie. Very, very funny. Very good cast. Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum worked very well together in the first one. Very funny with a lot of very memorable scenes. Just, oh my god, it's such a funny movie and I laugh so hard every time. So, so good. And then when I heard 22 Jump Street was coming out, I immediately thought, okay, great, I'm really looking forward to 22 Jump Street. And then, when the trailer came out, I thought this is going to be great because it's very, self-aware and they're making fun of themselves. I thought that was fantastic. And overall, how was 22 Jump Street? 22 Jump Street was hilarious. I think it was 10 times better than the first one. It was a lot funnier than the first one. There was a lot more going on in this movie that I really loved. And just, wow, I thought it was so, so funny. I was dying laughing to this movie. It was so, so funny. Seriously, so good. I really, really enjoyed it. Let's talk about what 22 Jump Street's about, though. So, 22 Jump Street, pretty much it takes place, after the first mission has happened. They've now completed the whole drug thing. And you now have, Schmidt and Janko. They're working pretty well together overall. But they end up, getting chased by these, narcotics. In the very beginning of the movie, they get chased by narcotics. And basically what ends up happening is they are assigned a new mission, of course, by Dixon, who basically, he has now, put them to 22 Jump Street, which is across the street of 21 Jump Street. And their assignment is basically the same assignment as the previous one, is to go undercover as college students and locate the supplier of a drug known as Wi-Fi that killed a student's photograph buying it on campus. So basically they have to try to figure out, why that's happening, find a supplier, and they're basically like, well, this is the same movie. The difference is they have to go to college, not high school. So it's a very different type of experience for them. And overall, that's why I think 22 Jump Street was a more funnier movie than 21 Jump Street. So, I'll talk about what I really like about this movie. Of course, the acting in this movie. For a comedy, this movie has really good acting, actually, for a comedy. 21 Jump Street, some great acting, very funny acting from Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum. And wow, they really continued in this movie. Jonah Hill was hilarious. He is always funny in everything I see him in. I've never seen anything with Jonah Hill that he does not make me laugh in. Even if it's something like The Sitter, which is not really a good movie. I thought he was funny in that movie, and I enjoyed his character in that movie. But 21 Jump Street, he was really funny in that, and he's even funnier in 22 Jump Street because of one of his plots, which he ends up flirting with this girl. He has this girl with him now, who I really like the character of the girl. But, in the first movie, he was in the School Musical, and in this movie, he ends up enjoying art, appreciating art, which I really enjoyed. He had some really great lines in the movie, very, very funny scenes, and I just thought he was really great. However, the best part of this movie, by far, is Channing Tatum. Oh my god, Channing Tatum. I thought he was great in the first one, and he's even funnier in the second one. He has some of the funniest lines in the entire movie. He really is what makes these movies so, so funny, and he's just so, so great in this movie. I thought he really did a great job. He was so funny. He had me dying laughing in some of the scenes. Who really stepped in this movie was Ice Cube. Oh my god, they had him in a lot more scenes in this movie, and he has this really funny plot, which I will talk about in the spoilers because I don't want to spoil it, but there is this one scene with Ice Cube where I swear I literally was laughing so hard. I've never laughed so hard in a scene in a movie in that long, because it was so, so funny. I was literally dying laughing in that scene. So, so funny. He did such a great job. Ice Cube is just, wow, he's so funny in these movies. He did a great job. Amber Stevens played Schmidt's girlfriend, Maya, who I really enjoyed her character. I thought she did a good job. She kind of adds some heart to the movie, which I liked. And, the other thing I love about these movies is that they do have heart, and I'll get to the heart in the second movie. But, and then Wyatt Russell as Zook, I thought he was hilarious. He basically is Django's friend in the movie. He plays Django's best friend, kind of this guy that Django starts talking to because he thinks he's, part of the drugs and everything. But they end up getting pretty tight. They end up becoming really good friends. and I really liked his character. He had some very funny lines, very funny scenes, just very, very good overall. Let's go to some spoilers. Now, most of these spoilers are going to be probably some of the funniest parts of this movie, so if you have not seen 22 Jump Street, do not listen to the rest of the review. I'm going to spoil probably the funniest scenes in this movie. Of course, I love the twist in this movie, with it turning out that Ice Cube is actually the father of Maya. That scene when Channing Tatum found out what was going on, he's like, oh, no, I'm not getting involved in this, and he's, I mean, that line where he's just like, Schmidt, fuck the captain's daughter. Like, that was the most hilarious scene ever. I literally was dying laughing at that scene. Like, Ice Cube really that's the scene where I thought he really stepped it up in. I also love the scene where they're like, it's cube like ice. Like, they said, your room is cube like ice. I thought that was funny, too. They made fun of Ice Cube in this movie. But, I just thought that was a really great twist because it made the movie a lot more funny, and it gave us more of a chance to enjoy his character more, and I just thought it was very, very funny when we got to that. The other thing, of course, the other really funny scene is the scene where they took drugs. In the first movie, they took drugs, and they're tripping. They're kind of just, like, high or whatever, so they're talking weird. But in this movie, when they take the drugs, they have this really funny dream sequence. Schmitz is, like, all bad, and Janko's is really, really happy. Very, very funny in that scene. I love that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. I thought that was really funny. And, of course, the other big thing, of course, is the end credits scene. Oh my god, stay for the end of the credits, because the end of the credits shows you why this movie will not have a sequel. It really worked well. I thought they did a really good job of that, and overall that was definitely very, very funny. Very funny. I really enjoyed that scene overall. I really enjoyed the ending of this movie. I thought it was hilarious, and I love that. I just thought that was great. So funny. The end credits were great. But of course, this movie, as I said, does have heart, and let's get to that heart. Of course, the heart in this movie turns out that Janko, in the first movie, Schmidt is this big popular guy in high school, while Janko's kind of the neglected one. And in this movie, it's kind of the other way around. Janko's the big popular jock in college, while Schmidt is this small little guy who everyone kind of just thinks of as like a dork, basically. And when they decided to do their own two separate things, when Janko said, okay, why don't I'm gonna do my thing, you're gonna do your thing, I thought that's how the movie was gonna end, because it seemed like they were gonna end the movie that way, and I thought they were gonna end it that way, but that's not how they ended it. I'm glad they didn't end it that way, because that would have been weird if they ended it that way, like, all dramatic and everything. But I will say, this movie's a little bit more dramatic than the first one. I love how, the first one is a little bit dramatic, but this one's a little bit more dramatic than the first one, which I definitely enjoyed. It's also a lot more funnier than the first one, but it's more dramatic too, so I really enjoyed that about the movie too. I thought that was definitely very well done. But, that was very, very good when they had that, because it kind of just showed the bond that they had. And I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Maya and Schmidt are looking at that art design. And she's like, I see two people who can hold each other together so well. And, the other really funny scene, of course, is that every time they say partner in this movie, everyone thinks they're referring as a gay couple. That's what everybody thinks, because there's this counselor that comes in, he thinks they're gay, because they say, my partner, and they're talking about, partner like police, but he thinks they're talking about, gay, so it's very, very funny to watch that scene. I thought that was very well done, I really enjoyed that. The other thing about this movie, of course, is the big twist that turns out that her roommate was actually... No, that's the only thing about this movie. The movie's a little bit predictable with that twist. I kind of expected her roommate to be the supplier of the drugs, just because the way it ended, I thought that was it was a little bit too predictable, but it made sense in the end. And I also like that we finally actually got to see, the captain actually approve of Maya and Schmidt's relationship. I was happy about that overall. I thought that was good. And then the only other thing I think I'm going to talk about is, of course, what else do I have to talk about? As I said, I love the ending of this movie. The laughs were very good, very well done. Very, very well done with that. I will say, this movie's going to be very hard to beat for what's going to be the best comedy over this, because I feel like there's nothing, just like the first 21 Jump Street, there was nothing that beat it, there was nothing that beat it, because there was nothing. There was Ted, which was the second best comedy, but 21 Jump Street was just a lot more funnier than Ted. I mean, it's a lot more memorable, it's a lot funnier, and I just enjoyed it more. 22 Jump Street, though, as I said, a much better movie, and I really enjoyed it more. It has a lot more plots to it, and just a very, very interesting movie. I really enjoyed it a lot. The other thing I really loved was the effects in this movie. The effects in this movie are actually very, very good. I love all the effects in the movie. The first scene of this movie is like a really crazy action scene. It's really funny, but it's this, the first scene of the movie is an action scene. I didn't expect that to happen, but wow, that was actually pretty intense, and I liked the way they did that, because that was pretty well done, and I enjoyed that overall. So yeah, I really enjoyed that scene too. I thought that was very well done, and I really enjoyed that they chose to do that. Just very, very well on their part. And I think I'll also say that 22 Jump Street might be my favorite movie of 2014 so far that I've seen. And I have not seen the big ones like Enemy or Under the Skin. I've not seen those yet. I will watch those eventually, but I have not watched them yet. When they come out on Blu-ray, I'll watch them. However, I think this movie is just so, so funny, and yes, I love X-Men, Days of Future Past, but this movie was just so, so funny, and I loved it so much. It was so, so funny, and I'm really wondering what is going to beat it. I mean, let's look at the other comedies that are coming out this year. I saw a couple trailers for some movies that could beat it. Dumb and Dumber 2 could, but I've heard that movie is basically just rehashing of the jokes, unfortunately, which is kind of upsetting, but Sex Tape, I think that movie could beat it. That movie actually looks really funny. That is one that I would consider seeing, and I did enjoy it overall. I did enjoy the trailer set, so that one could be funny. Let's Be Cops, no, I do not want to see Let's Be Cops. It looks really stupid. What other movies are there? I feel like there are other ones. Oh, The Interview? I don't know, that one could be funny. Oh, I forgot to talk about the one scene in this movie. There was a very important cameo in this movie that you guys are not going to expect. That's why you have to stay at the end of the credits. You're going to miss a very funny cameo at the end, which works very, very well. I thought it was very funny, and I really enjoyed the cameo at the end of this movie. Just, wow, very funny, and I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about 22 Jump Street. Overall, I love this movie. I thought it was really, really funny. Every scene of me laughing on the edge of my, every scene of me laughing, roll on the floor laughing, just really, really funny. Everyone in my theater was laughing really hard, so definitely check out this movie. It's very, very funny. Even if you, not really into movies like this with, like, Jonah Hill, I think you'll still enjoy this movie, because it's very funny, it's very relatable. It's relatable, like, with the drama part of it, which I like, that the movie has heart, but overall, as I said, I really enjoy this movie. Definitely check this movie out, when it comes out. It came out, yesterday, so definitely check it out. It's a really great movie, and I'm really looking forward, I'm really wondering what is going to beat this movie. Alright guys, so that's going to be my review of 22 Jump Street. Let me know what you guys saw of this movie. Was it better than the first one? Did you like it more than the first one? Did you think the performances were better? I personally thought it was like 10 times better than the first one. I love the first one, but I thought this one was just better in every way. So that's it for my review. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be for my review of Orange is the New... Sorry, my dad's phone is ringing. My mom is calling him. But that's going to be it for this review. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in my next review, which will be for Orange is the New Black. So, I'll see you then. Bye!